Okay, there's one thing I need to point out. This is a weird game, and it's not that bad kind of weird. Why? Alright, just put it this way, there's something that I do not like is plagiarizing. Okay, gamers there's something I need to point out here. Plagiarizing is not a good idea. As a person that actually, let's say, take care of kids, we have to, let's say, make sure that they do their right work, make sure they don't copy other people's stuff. So plagiarizing is something you should not have done. And this thing actually has been taking ideas from here and there. You can see it does give a lot of idea that looks like Mario, and I cannot say it's fully like Mario. There are things that are different. First thing first, you can see I'm throwing fireballs now. Does that remind you of Mario throwing, let's say, the fireball when he gets a flower? And don't forget, I was throwing rock axes then. And this is a running game. Not to mention, I have a lot of these leaping places, which I can do. So, I don't know what to say about it. Because you can see it is different. But it's really similar to Mario here and there. We have the secret levels like what we are doing to now, but I cannot say the secret level is different. Yeah, it's almost the same. One goes down pipe hill and one goes up. Both of them are actually fat and cute characters. One has a mustache and the other has a cap. But overall, what do I think about this? As for me, if you give me a choice between this and Mario Adventures, I'll be fair. I pick this. Why? Maybe it's because I have this soft spot for prehistoric games. I mean, prehistoric terms is very few, and this is one of the reasons why I adore all the Jurassic Park movies, including the bad ones. And this game, yeah, it gives you the prehistoric times, and it does disappoint me a little for I do not, let's say, ride into much dinosaurs. I can't, let's say, even ride dinosaurs. So it was a disappointing design then, but it got better. If, let's say, gamers, especially Go gamers, if you have played this game, you'll know what I mean. And alright, I'll be fair. I find this game much more easier than Mario Bros. For one reason, your life is actually a line. You notice the long line at the top? That is your lifeline. It's not a 3-shot hit and then you're over. A touch and you're finished. Yeah, there are certain balls when it touches you, it kills you instantly. But there are situations that does not do say, oh, here's the thing that actually reminds me of the star in Mario Brothers. But it looks much more better. I mean, it's not a star, it's an angel protecting you. I mean, the term story writing is far better here. And the things I need to collect are in multiple forms, not just, let's say, coins, but it can be anything, fruits, vegetables, you say, you name it. There are a lot of stuff. And yeah, I find it better. Not to mention, it's easy, let's say, collect more lives through, let's say, all the points you go. Now just let you know, if you got hit by that, it actually kills you, so be careful about that. The rocks are actually the ones that actually, let's say, make you trip, and let's say part of your life is being destroyed. It doesn't kill you on the spot, but it does give you some damages. Now there's one thing I need to point out about this game is the eggs that you collect. Yes, all your power-ups are in eggs. You have to, let's say, punch to, let's say, walls or anything to, let's say, get eggs. You just need to leap on it and then that's it. Now the eggs, there are some problems we need to talk about the eggs. Not all the power-ups are useful. You will want to pick all the weapon power-ups, okay? Let it be the tomahawk axe or the fireball. So I prefer the fireball because it looks cooler. But actually I don't think it has any much different compared to fireball. As for the other one are points here and there, and let's say the fairy. But there's one thing that you really don't want to pick up. What is that? That is a skateboard. Now just let you know, if I get a skateboard, the first thing I'll do is try to find a rock and ram into it. Why? Because, just let you know, the skateboard is fast, yes. It allows me to go through a game in a very fast pace. But there is one major problem over here. By any chance, you run over a platform and you fall to your death. That is it. That is the problem of the skateboard. So the skateboard is never a good idea, especially there are so many platforms that requires to jump. Not to mention, if you're running, you can control your speed. Yeah, Yeah, I mean it. You can control speed. You do notice, I mean, you have driven cars before, you do notice he actually moves a little bit like a car, right? He started in a slow space. Then the more he runs, the faster he gets. Eventually, you can slow down. I mean, if let's say stop running, you slow down and then move it forwards. But the problem is, once you got a skateboard, right, you can either be normal or go goddamn fast. So, not a good idea. Kind of dangerous. And I really don't like it. So that is the main problem I have over there. And another thing I need to point out, lack of bosses is indeed one thing, but in such games I really don't prefer bosses. Why? Because bosses are annoying and sometimes due to a lack of things you can do. I mean, Mario's problem is that it's actually not a boss-oriented game and you still have to fight a very powerful boss like Bowser. And yeah, I know, you just jump on the level, pull the lever, and you kill him. But, I mean, first time play, how the hell will you do that? At least over here, I know what I can do. And of course, let's say, the non-existence of this big boss actually makes the game flow a little bit easier. Not to mention, in this game, there are fewer danger trap points. And there are fewer enemies that actually doesn't make sense. Yeah, I do not like the turtles, especially those for the spikes on the back. You're not allowed to jump on their back. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do with those goddamn turtles. Yeah, I do have, let's say, some issues while playing Mario because I can't even advance in that game. It was that bad. And not to mention, I have no idea about my progress at all. Okay, here I got an angel and everything is good as they are. Sometimes the game can be a bit difficult. I mean, there's let's say a boss coming to our real enemy kill you for no good reason. Now, you can see anyone that touches I die, but just remember, just this time Mario, this thing does not last long. So, what's the purpose of this game? I sort of forgot, let's go find out, shall we? Yeah, I can see some of the balls are repetitive, but NES, I'm not gonna say complain much. A lot of things are actually repetitive, but actually they do suit the environment. We are let's say on islands at present, right? So yeah, octopus makes sense, birds still make sense over here. I mean, birds can use in both areas, no difference. And that's it. We have just entered another temple. So where shall we be going? No idea. So let's go find out, shall we? Okay, just let you know, more points you collect actually does let's say get you some let's say extra life it goes on. Okay, that's it. Let's go for the next round. Let's see what we'll be doing with. Oh, see, I never touch a skateboard. It is actually a killer device. I'm not afraid of fire. I'm afraid of this floating area, which actually kills you for no good thing. So, I already know that A is going to give me a skateboard, so I'm not gonna touch it. Yeah, there's some super power-ups you really don't want it. Okay, just the control, the flame gun, as I call it, the laser gun. Shooting one straight line, yeah, it causes a lot of damage, but it does not hit a lot of areas, so it's not helping me in any case. Now, I sort of forgot and need to say apologize over here. I did mention the tomahawk and the fireball has no difference, right? Actually, the fireballs has one special ability. It can take down, let's say, some obstacles while the axe just bounce away for quite a degree. It's not going to help you here. Okay, milk. Let's say extra points. Now, if you're afraid of that egg, then what you do? Actually, there's one way of dealing with the egg. You see, when you let's say jump on the egg, right? You let's say absorb the power immediately. But if you hit the egg from the back, it bounces forward, and then it will reveal what's inside the egg, and then you may decide you want to take it or not. The other way is to let's say throw your weapon at it. It does help. I mean, it does crack the egg, and you can see what's in it. So yeah, that's the other way. All right, more jumping, more jumping. Oh my God! Don't you just hit platforms that fall and does not give you any moment to react? Good gracious! See? Just let you know. Life points. I mean, if you saw Mario Bros and that was a spiky point, you die. So yeah, Adventure Island is much more simple, much more easy to get over, and it can be still challenging. So I need to admit, despite of the popularity is not as popular as Mario Brothers, I still prefer this for a lot of reasons. Not to mention the chubby kid here, the way he runs kinda hilarious. Oh, by the way, your fireballs may be a good weapon, but it cannot work on let's say campfire, so don't bother, okay? And sometimes it's better to let's say have a throwing weapon, and if you let's say lose your throwing weapon, I mean you die, you lose everything. It won't be a good idea. And one thing, if you are on a skateboard, you trip on the, let's say, rock, right? You do lose your power. I mean, you lose your, let's say, skateboard. But if you let the normal person trip on that thing, it will not be something you want, because you may actually lose your power. Especially, I remember I lost my, let's say, tomahawk and, let's say, firebolt once, and without weapons, I'm kind of vulnerable. Now, don't worry, because time and time again, you'll be collecting eggs, and the eggs will, let's say, give you the weapons that you need. Which is another point where Mario does not is it does not give you a lot of chances to collect weapons. You know where the fire flower is, and if you don't collect the fire flower, you are good as dead. So this is far better. Not to mention the, let's say, throw in arc of, let's say, the fireball does not, let's say, make you too OP. You actually go in a slight diagonal away, but it's still far enough, let's say, to hit something. Not to mention the hit range is far better than the fireball. I mean, the fireball do bounce, right? You haven't tried throwing those goddamn fireballs. It bounce over those goddamn bloody small mushrooms, and it doesn't help you. And yeah, so just put it this way, it does not kill you, right? It does give you those wacky animations where our, let's say, main hero is, let's say, suffering something. And you admit, his pattern of running is funny. I think I'm gonna fight the boss. Oh, giant dicky man with. Ooh. You learned that from Mario, huh? Never mind, just keep on ducking. And he does not even come forward. Never mind, I'll just think of it. Okay, now the mask is gone. You're good as dead. See ya. Bye bye. Yeah, the death is a little bit like Bowser. Oh, I'm supposed to save my girlfriend Tina, and yeah, she's hottie. Not to mention, she's much more sexy than Princess Peach, right? I mean, she's in a bikini. I think that. So, the adventure's not over. I'll see you on the next game in our next review. See you then.